Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the nation's leader wrapping up the debate in the 2016-2017 budget in Parliament today. The Prime Minister addressing a number of critical issues affecting the economy and the government's recommitment to fiscal prudence. He also moved to dispel misconceptions regarding this country's relationship with China and, more specifically, Chinese-based conglomerates. John Davis Roll reports.
Amidst an extensive presentation of the government's fiscal responsibility, fiscal achievements, and the government's transformative agenda, the nation's leader, the Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, also weighed in on the country's successful partnerships with China. The nation's leader outlined in Parliament how under both administrations, the Chinese has had a phenomenal impact in the development of this country's economic landscape.
Mr. Speaker, towards ensuring that Bahamians fully understand the history and extent of the Chinese involvement in the economy of the Bahamas, we have to be very careful, Mr. Speaker, as we speak to this issue and make fun of names and cause Bahamians to mess around with our national anthem, mess around with our flag, and take these extraordinarily negative attitudes towards an independently represented country here. But we have to understand, Mr. Speaker, that one of the largest investors in Bahamas is Hutchison Whampoa in Grand Bahama, the owner of the container port. Make fun of them. Container port, hotels, where they say they have lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Airport, the member for East and Central Grand Bahama know how they got there. They brag about it all the time. Perry Christie didn't bring them there. Another Chinese company got a contract to build a new port in the constituency of North Abaco. North Abaco. And you're making fun of Chinese, right in Cooperstown. How could anyone, in all of the circumstances, try to argue or suggest some special, out-of-the-ordinary relationship between my government and the Chinese?
Shifting his attention to Bimini, the Prime Minister stated that there lies another testament of success when it comes to this country's economic survival through the Genting Resort World's multi-million-dollar resort development.
Mr. Speaker, since 2013, the developers have injected $616 million in capital and operating cash flow into the development. Its employee count rose from 158 in February 2013 to 657 in May 2016. And this employee count is expected to stabilize at 720 over the next 12 months as the developer carries out further capital investment. Resorts World has used its considerable clout to attract the premier global Hilton brand to the destination, supplemented by its uniquely designed world-class casino.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the chief counselor of the city of Freeport Council facing a vote of no confidence last night at the Freeport City local government meeting. Reports say the majority of the 9-member council voted to have Chief Counselor Shavita Campbell removed from the chair for alleged gross misconduct. Reports say the no confidence vote is linked to alleged unauthorized spending that totaled more than $46,000. Now, we reached out to Administrator Preston Cunningham for comment. However, our calls were not returned up to news time. Now, Chief Counselor Shavita Campbell firing back, claiming that she's being falsely accused by the same counselors who have conspired against her in the past. Campbell, through a press statement, confirmed that she is in receipt of a communication from the administrator, which indicates that the Freeport Council exercised a vote of no confidence against her. And she says she has since served notice to the administrator of her intention to appeal. Now, she says that this appeal, she notes, will be forwarded to the Minister and Permanent Secretary of Local Government. Chief Counselor Campbell maintains that the allegations are unfounded, untrue, and frivolous. She says her legal advisors are now involved and assures the community that she will continue to work relentlessly to better serve the city of Freeport, a duty which she says she has been elected to do. Meantime, the West Grand Bahama Local Government Council taking time out to honor those who have been at the forefront of the system of local governance in that district. The special event is in keeping with local government's 20th anniversary. Kimberly Mullings was there.
Continue the good work. God bless you all.
A Chief Counselor's luncheon was held by the West Grand Bahama District Council in collaboration with local government to honor past Chief Counselors for their service to the various communities. Reverend Lindy Russell recalls becoming a Chief Counselor destiny, and he's grateful for the honor.
I went to the meeting that we were having Russell time. I had no idea why I was there or what it was all about. And I only said to them, if y'all don't find one for Russell Town, I'll offer. And so that's all they needed to hear. So they didn't put nobody up. That's how I became, first of all, the township member, and as I say, the rest is history.
Former Chief Counselor Raymond Pinder says the position was a challenging one at times, and he says he still wants more for the community, including a home for the aged.
I realized it was a task that needed love, which I have little of. And secondly, we had to have tolerance, which I've got none. Then I realized I needed my father, God.
Rosny Cooper is the longest-serving local government practitioner, having served for 2 non-consecutive terms as Chief Counselor. He recalls many privileges that were afforded to him in the position.
I was privileged under local government to accompany our Chief Counselor, Mr. Bartlett, to New Zealand. I was privileged to sit as Chief Counselor and to go to London and Africa. And if I had to do it all over again, based on the changes in the lives that I was able to touch.
Former Chief Counselor for the West Grand Bahama District, Calvis Bartlett, served 2 consecutive terms, having the largest budget of $1.3 million.
During my 8 years, back to back, there was never time to ever ask government for money that I didn't get. I hear you keep crying about money. The main thing about getting money is justification. Anytime you could justify it, I've never been turned down in 8 years.
Marjorie Darville is the only female Chief Counselor to serve the Western District. She became a member of local government in 1999, and she is still active today. She urges residents in the district to consider getting involved in the system of local governance.
I invite each and every one of you listening to put your heart and soul into your community by offering yourself for that position as a local government practitioner. Even though the stipend may only be $75 monthly, I don't know if there will be an increase, which I believe is overdue. But I am proud to serve my community in any way that I can.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the nation's flag carrier Bahamasair commenced service to Orlando today. The airline is looking to capitalize on the busy vacation travel period. Megan Shepard has the story.
Bahamasair has been experiencing great success in the Florida market, and Wednesday morning the national flag carrier began service to Orlando. Director Henry Wood says that they initially planned to utilize a 50-seater plane, but the great interest may require the team to use a 70-seater aircraft. Woods adds that both staff and passengers are excited for the new route, and future loads look very promising. The new initiative, he says, is twofold.
First of all, it is following the government's mandate for Bahamasair to be a key player in increasing the airlift in the Grand Bahama community. As you know, we are the dominant carrier in Grand Bahama, domestic and internationally. With 60,000 residents in Grand Bahama, we feel certain that there's a strong market for us from Freeport to Orlando. The second part of this is management strategy. in consideration of the recent fleet renewal to better utilize and look for opportunities out there. Grand Bahama is key to it.
Assistant Airport Manager Harold Williams notes that Bahamians have been requesting the route to the popular tourist destination for some time now, and he is pleased that it has been added. He says it will be both beneficial to customers and the island of Grand Bahama.
It's cost effective because now you don't have to pay for going into Nassau. You have a direct flight from Grand Bahama into Orlando. So we're happy that management have acceded to this request. And what is so wonderful about this time now having a direct flight is we've made it so convenient now for customers who are wanting to purchase ticket. You can go online and make your booking and purchase a ticket and in fact check yourself in. So all of those features we've added into our process.
The choir of Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy, a part of those enjoying the first flight. Music teacher Patrice Moore says they were initially planning to travel to another destination but could not pass up the affordable deal.
We were invited by Val Carroll and Mr. Carroll, who works for the Bahamian consulate in New York, and they invited us up to come and perform, and the children are excited to go. And it was just in time with this inaugural flight. We got quite a deal to go to New York, and we're excited to be going this morning.
The flight is presently scheduled for 2 days per week, but plans are already in the works to add more flights once demand increases. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
An estimated $1 million investment in the making for Grand Bahama as a United States-based company is set to launch its latest invention on this northern island. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
I must say that this company is behind us 100%.
The island of Grand Bahama, known as the industrial capital of the Bahamas, is said to be poised to get a significant infusion of new capital in a quest to help establish the nation's second city as a hub for manufacturing and light industry. Officials of DBCI, a leading U.S.-based company who for decades has been synonymous with producing superior doors, is now about to become a major stakeholder in this island's economy. Owner, president, and CEO of Pineyard Steel, Edney Anderson, is thrilled about this latest venture and this new group of investors.
This will be a great investment for Grand. We're looking at probably pumping into this in totally maybe some $500,000 to $1 million when completed. We already started with just a small trailer, a 40-foot trailer with almost $40,000 to $50,000 just to bring in to get the samples and get it set up in Grand Bahama right now.
Anderson says the overall vision for this new manufacturing plant is global. Grand Bahama will be the base, and the Caribbean and the rest of the world its market.
We have went into the Atlanta, Georgia, and we've been able to convince DBCI, one of the leading door companies in the U.S., to join partners with Pineyard Steel and to be able to afford that opportunity to manufacture that door locally in Grand Bahama. So DBCI is on site, and we're now going to launch this door on the new fire station in Grand Bahama.
DBCI Representative Bray Allen says they are confident not only about the product they provide, but this new partnership here in Grand Bahama.
DBCI is an industry-leading sheet door manufacturer. We've been in business for about 27 years, I think now, and we manufacture overhead cooling doors, sheet doors. So they're used in a lot of industrial and commercial applications. That's the only type of door that we build. We're the best at it.
Allen says along with this new partnership comes the launch of a major invention.
We were able to create a design that would allow for replacement of individual panels. And what that does, that gives you the functionality of a sectional door or a rolling steel door, but it gives you the cost incentive of using a sheet door. So no longer do you have to throw it away and replace an entire door. Now you can simply change out a defective panel or a damaged panel in just a matter of a few minutes, which it's patented by us.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, there's more news when we come back.